Okay. It shows that we are live. Do you see it?
Oh, I think I see the Instagram. Hold on one sec. Meantime, health.
I have a guest.
Hi. Okay, it's okay. I'm getting this going. I've got my Facebook going, but I don't know. Hello, guest. So,
Hi.
let's see. All right, cool. I got Facebook going, but I don't know about Instagram. So we're live.
Brian, check Instagram from your phone. see if we're alive.
Oh, it does ask for the stream key.
Oh, there it is. So
what's the stream key? What was the stream key? Sorry.
Are you asking me?
Yes. What's the stream key again?
You have to go into Instagram, hit go live, and then it'll have a stream key. You copy it and paste it.
Bear with me.
How do you go live?
Instagram.
I'm on it on here.
Oh, you're on. No, wait, it has to be through here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Am I in the wrong account? Sorry. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, I think I'm there. Okay, so I am in mine. I see Stephanie is live, so I'm going to hit go live. Let's go live. We're gonna go live. My goodness, I'm not used to the computers.
Never done this for myself.
I know. I am gonna go live. I apologize, everyone. Where is go live on the computer? This is fun.
I look at the top right corner.
Top right.
You see it? Or I don't know what screen you're looking at.
I know. I am in my profile. Sorry.
Okay, if you're on your profile and on your main page, it's on the left side, all the way down at the bottom.
I see.
That's
more.
how
Activities, settings. No, I want to go live. Oh my goodness.
Are you on your home screen?
I am on my home screen, yes. And I see you're saying live.
Then do you see like home, search,
yes.
all those buttons? All the way at the bottom, plus sign.
Oh, I have create for a plus sign?
The little plus sign, I think, is where
I see create or more. Okay. Oh, live video. I got it. Hold on. There we go. Audience. We're going to do public minds well. And we're going to select I'm getting there.
For anybody watching, this is going to be so worth it. So just hang tight.
Yes, we apologize. We're going to get with it. So here we go. Save changes. All right. I think I should be live now in Instagram. I should be live now in Facebook. So we are ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Right. It's Wellness Wednesday. I love Wellness Wednesdays because we get to learn about being healthier, right?
Yes.
So I'm Stephanie, and this is Melinda and Brian Jolly with Jolly Time Health. And I just wanted to welcome you all to our Wellness Wednesday. And I'm so excited because we have some incredible information to learn today. Now, Melinda, you have a ton of letters after your name. And
it's
honestly,
it's an alphabet soup.
I see. Okay, so like Melinda is a brilliant mind, and she knows so much about naturopath medicine and health and everything. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you're passionate about?
Sure thing. So it's actually our background combined, even though he says it's all you, but no, it's not. So let's see. I started off, well, we started off with health journeys of our own. We could never get the answers from the medical system. And I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, endometriosis. I couldn't lose weight, suffered from depression, had tendonitis in my knees. Oh boy, am I missing anything else?
Asthma.
In exercise induced asthma. So, of course, I thought exercise is my way to lose weight. Well, my body's working against me. And go ahead, you.
I had blood sugar issues, cholesterol issues, bad joints in my knees.
Thyroid issues.
Thyroid.
Yes, thyroid issues.
Low thyroid. So I was kind of been hurting too. So
Yeah. So we never really got an understanding from the medical system. We met someone who is one of my mentors today who taught me a lot. And I never actually had an interest in health and wellness, nutrition. But as I was able to change my body and help it heal itself, I was soon told by medical professionals, well, how do you know you had XYZ? And like, it's in my medical records. And through really empowerment of the body, we've been able to transform our lives. And when we were able to do that, it was one of those that a light bulb went on that we want to do more for others, knowing that this is possible, that the body is able to heal as long as it has the right tools. And so that's when I started my journey. Brian had already, he is a physical therapy assistant. So he's already in that realm in the medical world. But I went on, started off as a certified holistic nutritionist and knew that food wasn't everything. There were still some pieces that I was missing. So I went on to become a certified integrative symptoms practitioner, a complementary and alternative health practitioner. And then I was offered a wonderful opportunity to get into the Naturopathic Doctor program. And so I actually worked on my doctorate of naturopath and in original medicine. That's the most important thing, in the medicine that we were intended, what we eat, what we do, and how to empower our bodies. And since then, I've sat in front of a board, have taken my board certification, which was not an easy exam. It was 4 1-hour long exams back to back. And so now I am a board certified naturopath, and depending on the state, I am a naturopathic doctor, or I have my doctorate in naturopathy of original medicine. So that's kind of how we got started.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I lost my camera. I don't know what happened, but you can hear my voice, and you guys are the spotlight, so I don't matter. Anyway, but okay, so you are an actual practitioner and you have clients that you work with directly with all kinds of holistic things.
Oh, and I think we lost her, but it's okay. She's absolutely right that we work with a host of people all over the United States with all sorts of backgrounds, anything. We've worked with clear down to 2.5 years young, clear up to 85 years aged. And the whole host of issues, it could be from they have medical diagnosis. They just want to get healthy. They want to lose weight. And really, when it boils down to it, it's empowerment of the body and really getting them to start at the base, start at what everyone needs. And really, that's when we get into the passionate about digestion. Digestion is key. And it's not just are we digesting, but are we absorbing? Are we pooping? What's the color of our urine? And if you've had the pleasure of talking to me, I talk about poop a lot because it's very, very, very important. But really, no matter what it comes down to, again, weight loss to a lot of medical diagnosis, what's actually going on in the body, what's working and what's not working. And that's the most important thing.
Awesome. Okay, I lost my mic for a second. I'm back on that at least. Anyway, um, so with all of that, it is a new year and it's the 7th, right? I have been doing something called a detox, and I
Oh, we lost Stephanie again. She's like this ghost that comes in and out. She keeps it so interesting. So I'm going to give her a minute to get back. But she's talking about a detox. And it is the new year, and everyone thinks they need to detox. Well, that actually is halfway correct. Let's see if we get the infamous Stephanie back.
can you hear me now?
I do. She's back. Go ahead.
Yay! Sorry. Okay, so I've been doing a detox since the first of the year, and I'm feeling incredible. And that's why I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about it and maybe discuss the benefits, why people would want to do it. So can you tell us, like, what are some of the biggest reasons somebody would want to do a detox?
Absolutely. So we should be proactively detoxing every single day. And people don't realize that. We think that we have to do this kit, we have to do this intensive thing. But really, the focal point should be starting every single day. The reason why we're exposed to so many toxins, we are exposed to toxins in the air, in the water. There was a study I just heard that they tested one city's water supply, and the city doesn't always have the standards to test and filter out for everything. And you think about all the prescriptions people are on, well, they urinate it out and it goes back into our water supply. And a lot of times it's actually not filtered out. So there was one actual city that had a study done, and they showed the contaminants for 43 medications, chemical substances that are in medicine. So we have it in our food supply, our water supply, our air supply. We are constantly being bombarded with toxins. And if we're not very careful on proactive in what we eat, what we do, whether we're with the elimination channels are open, what are elimination channels? Our best ones are going to be sweating. We sweat out toxins, we urinate toxins, and we have bowel movements. And a lot of people, let's just say, they don't have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. And even if you have 2 to 3, you could still be constipated. And constipation is the number one issue for toxic residual, for not getting out the toxins. A lot of people are living sedentary lifestyles. We're not sweating. And so we should be doing detoxing every single day with our exercise, with our urination, with our bowel movements. But sometimes it's great to what you're doing, that nice detox. And I do a 3-day detox about once every quarter is typical. Some people go a little bit more extreme once every month, but once every quarter, or at least minimum once a year, should be done. And it just kind of gives that clean out the old and be proactive for the new that comes in. A lot of times we're seeing the sluggishness, the fatigue, no energy, rashes, all sorts of different things that present itself. It's because of the environment within our body. And so that's why we need to detox, is we need to keep our plumbings and our systems as clean as possible, but we also need to be proactive by eating, very clean produce. Organic is one of the best ways to go when it's in the stores. But if you get to know your local farmers, ask them their farming practices. If they're putting glyphosate on their produce, stay away from that, or on their wheat. If they're injecting their animals with hormones and salt is a big thing, then we need to be aware of it. But it's not just those kind of toxins. It could be mold that we're not aware of. A lot of times people talk about the parasites, all the bugs. The bugs.
Yeah.
And heavy metals. So heavy metals is very, very accumulated in our foods. But again, it can be in, unfortunately, vaccinations have heavy metals. Our air has heavy metals. There's so many different traces of heavy metals. But the thing is there's also bugs. And the thing is we eat bugs. We have to have bugs to a certain amount. When you think of an issue like candida, it's a very interesting thing because a lot of people are like, I have candida issues. Well, we all have candida, but it has to be kept to a manageable level because without candida, we would die. So we can't just eradicate everything, but when you do a nice cleanse, a detox, a cleanse is a light scrub. A detox is where we actually get in and really do a full body. It really helps reduce the load so our body can naturally balance.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay, so with that, you had just talked about why people would want to do it and maybe how often. What are some benefits that people might see from doing a detox?
Feeling, if you're feeling run down, depressed, no energy, brain fog, weight gain, those are some of the biggest ones that could indicate that you've got an overload in your body. You've tried everything, but you just can't shed something. Well, does your body have the fighting chance? Is your body equipped to go to that next level? And that's really where we need that scrub to help our body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about hormones? And I have a lot of friends at my age that are going through starting like premenopause, perimenopause, all the things. And I hear this a lot. How does doing a detox help with hormones?
So my focal area a lot on digestion, but also on hormones. And when we think about hormones, most of us just think about estrogen, testosterone, but insulin is a hormone. We need hormones to actually function. And when we start thinking about perimenopause, menopause, even andropause, which is in guys, really what it boils down to is, are we consuming the right things? Are we absorbing the right things? And detox actually allows our body to process. I did a health talk on perimenopause, menopause, and the biggest thing is we have messengers within our body that has to play Marco Polo, and they have to be functioning properly. And these are your cells. No one ever talks about that. They just take your blood work and say, it's high, it's low, take this medication. But what they don't talk about is, are your cells functioning? And that's where you do a detox. You actually want to get the detox at the cellular level, because if your body is saying, we need more estrogen, lessen up on the testosterone, give me more progesterone, turn down the insulin, turn up the insulin, those kind of things, we have to have our cells functioning. And if we detox with something at the cellular level, it's going to allow that energy. We're going to be able to function. We're going to feel like we are not at the age where we should be worrying about being an old lady or an old man. And so that detox really does give us extra life. And it's no matter your age. Now, kids are a special exception, but as we get older, we accumulate more. We always say junk in the trunk. And we think of that as your toxins, your toxic overload. If we've ever taken pharmaceuticals, if you've ever had any type of issue, really, the detox is going to be significant to help your body move along. And when we get to that perimenopause, menopause, life turns itself upside down, and we want to feel at our prime. We want to feel good about turning of age, turning a new chapter in our life.
Absolutely, yes. And you mentioned digestion with all of that. I know, so I've been doing this detox now, and you're taking a lot of probiotics with it. So can you just explain a little bit about how the detox would also benefit digestion and all the good bacteria?
So the biggest thing before anyone starts detox, They need to make sure that their elimination channel of the bowels are open. Because what people don't understand is they instantly say, I have too many parasites, I have bacteria overgrowth, I need to go detox. And what they do is they start a detox, which loosens things up. But guess what? It's not going anywhere. It's recirculating back into the bloodstream. It's putting more wear and tear on the kidneys. And now your body really just becomes septic because it's got too many toxins. And so while it releases them, it doesn't go anywhere. And so the primary thing when you're doing a detox is you need the elements to pull out the toxins. And that's unfortunately one of the things that people have eliminated from their diet is fiber sources. We need that. But digestion is going to be huge because if we have excess bulk in our abdomen because of undigested food, and if you have that protruded abdomen, which we feel uncomfortable about, a lot of times it's undigested food. It's fermenting, decaying, and rotting and just sitting there. So we have to make sure that the bowels are working when you first start. But the thing about the detox, yes, it's gonna a lot of times loosen you up, which is a good thing. We call it the flush, or as I like to say, you get to know my friend John. That is my standing joke. But the thing is when we start cleansing our digestive tract, it actually allows for better absorption because it's not having to fight with whatever's left over. You take some corn, organic corn, because most corn is genetically modified, but you take some corn and you eat it, and you do not digest corn. See how long that corn takes to get through your digestive tract. Typically, it should be 18 to 24 hours. And for some people, it could be a day, 2, 3, a week, a month. And that's not good. So you've got to be careful when it comes to detoxing. But we want to clean out what's going on inside. Let the body rest a little bit. And that's where when we destroy the house, or we gut the house, we take everything out, well, we need to refurnish it. So when we do a detox, we're literally taking all the gunk out, and then we want to make the house look beautiful on the inside. So that's where we come back with a probiotic. Now, the biggest thing on probiotics is ensuring that it gets to the intestinal tract, and a lot of probiotics do not. There's a lot of people that come out and say there's no studies on probiotics, they shouldn't even be taken. And I'm going to tell you, the probiotics that we use, it has been tested and proven to get into your intestines, and that's where the good bacteria needs to be deposited in order to refurnish the house with all the good, beautiful things. And that right there, by replenishing the good bacteria in the gut, which is our second brain, that's where we get the mental clarity. The brain fog goes away. All of a sudden, we're feeling good. We have that energy, and hey, we're going to kickstart our weight loss program because now we have the energy to do so. So it just really actually furnishes and nourishes that house, our gut microbiota, which encompasses about 70 to 80% of our immune system. They're like hand in hand. So you're healthier, you're energetic, you just feel really nice. And I tell people, I said, before you start the detox, weigh in and then take your measurement afterwards. See how many pounds of junk. It may not be fat, but see how many pounds of junk you've excreted during that detox. And it's insane.
Wow. I know. I actually have a cousin who, I think he lost like 7 pounds doing it. This is like so incredible. So the other thing that you had mentioned was like parasites and heavy metals. And one thing I wanted to ask you, this is totally unscripted, so I don't know what you think, but I hear this all the time. There is so many people on social media talking about parasites and how if you take something for a parasite, you need a binder, or it's gonna like all these things. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Just clarify.
Yeah, so we are made up of bugs. We have eyelash mites. we have bugs inside of us. And if you think about when we die, when it's our end of life, we decompose, and it's really because the bugs are inside of us and they have natural processes. They pick up the junk, but if, unfortunately, when our body decays, they start picking up the junk. That's like maggots. They go after flesh. Well, that's part of really the world, and everything has a piece in it. So when we have parasites, when we have bacteria, we have to have bacteria. Like I said with candida, we have to have a certain amount of bacteria, but we want to keep it in check. We want to make sure the good guys are surviving. Now, parasites we get from just about everything. You walk on the ground with your feet, no socks, no shoes, walk on the dirt. You're going to pick up parasites. They're in Mother Earth, in the dirt. So they all serve its purpose, and we can get inundated. I've seen the raw meat diet come around, and it's loaded. When we cook food, it kills the bad stuff in there. But when you eat raw meat, you get inundated with the parasites. I do detox foot baths for people, and I had one gentleman that I have never seen so many parasites come out of his feet. It was astonishing. But the thing is so many people right now, we're in the phase of gotta go get ivermectin and kill everything. We are literally killing ourselves, because while it can go after the bad guys, it does go after the good guys. So we have to make sure we have that balance. We get that balance from foods. We get that balance from the things that we do, grounding, all of those different things. But if you're going to do anything like those cleanses, number one, bowels have to be moving. We have to eliminate, period.
Mhm.
And if they don't go out, they don't go out, and they get recirculated. It makes us even more sick than we were before. But if you do take, there's some fantastic herbals. And you have to be careful, of course, if you're on medications, because some have counteractions, but you can take some great herbals. A great herbal is a garlic allium complex. It's really, really good. It's Mother Nature's antibiotic, really. But when we take that for anti the bad guys, we do need to pull it out. So we talk about binders. We talk about fiber is a huge, huge binder. It literally attaches itself to heavy metals and toxins and literally pulls it out. Another one, apple pectin, citrus pectin. They're great at binders. There are some other ones, but some of them you have to be careful with, because some of them should be taken long term. Some of them can have side effects, and those are things like bentonite clay, charcoal. Now, one thing about charcoal most people don't realize, charcoal is actually not as pure as it's made out to be, and it can actually have a lot of contamination in it. So you have to be very careful on that. People don't know, because they just say this works. And I had someone that they went online, their friend said, oh, this works for me, I did this, and they ended up extremely, extremely sick. So you have to be very careful when you're doing those to make sure you have the right binder. What toxins, if you're looking at mold is a whole other story. You need to know what type of mold, because there are some molds that can kill you. Black mold is a huge one. So each item, whether it's a parasite, heavy metal, bacteria, viral, they're all slightly different. But the main thing is, eat your fiber and eat the great things that really we were intended to eat in food that give us all those natural binders and antibacterials that really, it binds to things and pulls it out at the same time.
Yes. So, okay, now you're talking about all these kind of like fiber and probiotics and garlic allium. So I want to just touch on those things. So why would you pick one brand over another brand?
You mean as far as supplementation, or?
Yes.
So my biggest thing is especially as a practitioner, that I have an oath: thou shalt not do harm. And that's actually an oath that some other professionals are supposed to have. And They don't always, and I'm not blaming everyone, but those professionals don't always live by their oath. They do what drives their pocketbook. But I have an oath, thou shalt not do harm. So when I recommend any supplementation, I want to make sure that it is the best of the best, that it is going to help the body, not harm the body, that it's going to be absorbed. How is it going to go into the body? Is it something from Mother Nature? Is it something that humans were intended to eat? But the biggest thing I love about one of the companies that I really utilize is because it's controlled under a pharmaceutical board license. It doesn't mean it has any medications, but it means it has label integrity. When it has label integrity, if you see something on the label, it's in the product, and if it's in the product, it's on the label. And when I have individuals that come to me, and a lot of people are on medications, I need to know if they can't have grapefruit. If it has grapefruit in it, I don't want them consuming that. So that's the thing, is there's so many different supplements that are out there, and each has its purpose. Herbals can be some of the most adulterated products, and adulterated means manipulated. They've been finding studies that the ingredients on the label aren't even in the product, and then the quantities that are on the label aren't actually what's truly in there. And then they're finding illegal substances. Like a long time ago, GNC was sued because they found illegal drugs in their supplements. Wow. And it was found out about because a sports team kept testing positive for illegal drugs, and they couldn't trace it back, and they finally found out it was the supplements that was doing it. There's some very, very, and I won't mention names. If you want to know, you feel free to reach out to me or Stephanie, and I can get her the information. But there's a very, very well-known protein brand that their last batch of protein that they sent to old folks' homes, nursing homes, was recalled because it actually had salmonella poisoning in it.
Oh, wow.
So when I go to supplementation, I like using food as much as humanly possible, but supplementation does have a time and place, but you want to make sure you're getting good quality supplementation.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, how you said something about a pharmaceutical license. Are there a lot of companies, supplement companies, that have that?
No. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things. A lot of people go, oh, this one's USP certified. This one's GMP certified. Those are the main ones out there. That means a third party somewhere said they tested it and they said it's okay, it's legit. Then you have practitioner grade, which is just a license. It's not even, it's a label, but it's not actually a legal standard to say something's a practitioner grade. It's just this is what's recommended, that if it meets these requirements, that you can say it's practitioner grade. But when you have a board certification, so pharmaceutically controlled, that means they're held to the highest standards. The pharmaceutical board can come in and audit them, not just their equipment, because a lot of companies say we are regulated by the FDA, those kind of things. Well, it's their equipment. It's not their products.
Oh, wow.
And that's where there's so many different recalls on products, is because there's no regulations on there. So with the pharmaceutical license, they are held to the highest standards. And if you look up pharmaceutical grade supplements, it's 99.99999% accurate, because there's always a slight tiny human inaccurate. But again, if it says there's strawberries in that label that's pharmaceutically controlled, then there are strawberries in that label. There's no deviations from that. And that's what I like, is because I can trust a label like that and give that to my client, knowing that it's going to help the body. And a lot of the products I utilize, they have studies showing that actually it does what they say it's going to be. So if it's anti-cholesterol, there are studies to show it's anti-cholesterol. If it weight loss, weight management, there's studies to show that it does that. If it regulates blood sugar, it does that. So it's you got to be very, very careful when it comes to supplementation, because there's a lot of new pop-ups that are out there. There are some, it looks decent, but really when it comes down to the studies, you start looking at the so-called studies they have, and it's studies that they've paid for, or it's not even actually, like, they didn't even use the correct criteria. They're not peer reviewed, and they're not published in scientific and medical journals. So,
and a lot of them don't actually use their products.
Yeah.
Like they have a study that vitamin C does this. So
Yeah.
This product has vitamin C.
Yeah.
But they didn't use their actual supplements to do that.
Yeah, and herbal companies will say, "Oh, our herbal product does X, Y, Z," and they give all the different ingredients that those different ingredients can do that. But when the herbs are put together in a single formula, it changes their composition. There are no studies showing that actual product, assimilated the way it is, actually still does what it says it does. So, got to be very careful.
Wow. Okay, so I have another question to follow up to all that. So you're talking about whole food supplements. Now, I know there are so many genetically modified foods in our world. How do we know that we're not taking supplements that have GMO?
So that is a very tricky thing, because when it comes to supplementations, even USDA certified organic supplements, they do not have to be 100% organic. So just because you're getting something that says it's organic, it means that it's about 80% of that product has to be organic. It's not 100%. And then there's some other ingredients that are allowed on this safe list, but I have not yet been able to find a safe list. And a lot of products will say they're non-GMO, but there's actually no way to say they're non-GMO. So you start looking at companies that, do they have farm to table tracing? Can you actually call that company? And I've done this with numerous companies. I've called them. I said, how much is your fish oil? How many toxins is it tested for, and what's the allowance? I had one that was the USP or GMP or whatever certified, that I called them and they said, we're going to have to call the company that does the testing, and it could be a couple days before I get the results. I never heard back from
This
them.
was like 2-3 months ago.
I know. And it's sad, because then we get some other companies, they said, we have all the reports that we test these supplements, and they're coming up heavy metals. Our fish are some of the worst when it comes to being ridden with toxic heavy metals, mercury, lead, PCBs. And you ask the companies, what do they test for? Do they know where their ingredients are coming from? Or there is one company in particular, I wasn't surprised, but I was appalled. There's one company that's very well known. It literally says right on their label, bioengineered ingredients.
Wow.
And it's a very, very well-known company. And so you can't trust the label, and that's what's tricky. And that's where it's hard to know what actually is a good product, besides your friend going, hey, did you hear about this product? Let's go get this product. It's good. It made me feel this way. Whoa, why did it make you feel that way? What's in it? Those kind of things. So you have to be very careful when it comes to supplementation. And there are definitely some things you look at. Of course, organic is always the best, but even in foods, if it's processed, it's not 100% organic.
Yeah.
It's that one. If for processed foods, it's about 95% only has to be organic.
Oh,
kind of
wow.
sad, and it's deceiving.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. I saw, to follow up to all that, I saw an article about a supplement that was like for joints, and I think it had some like some kind of anti-inflammatory drug in it. This when it was pulled and tested. So like people may have had that anti-inflammatory result, but there could be interactions, right, with other medications. There could be complications. Some people, it can cause stomach problems, right?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
On the label. So yeah, we have to be so diligent and all that. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about you, is that you are, and that the things that you would recommend for your clients is clean. You're gonna find, and you're gonna do your homework, and you're gonna know the best quality out there, and that's what you're gonna recommend to everybody that you work with. So I want to just thank you. We've been on here for a while. I want to thank you so much for coming on here and doing this interview with me. And I have learned a lot. This was unscripted. This was not planned out. She had no idea what I was going to ask her. And
Well,
then,
Stephanie, there is one more thing, another little tool that when we talk about detoxification and circulation and improving energy and reducing pain, there is another little cool tool that I actually now use in addition for my detoxification. And
oh,
you've had the pleasure of actually
oh,
working with this particular guy right here. I've got it right in front of me, and I wanted to just give you a sneak peek because we've got a meeting coming up next week. If you want to know more about this, this little guy right here, when we talk about getting the elimination channels going, well, circulation is huge. The lymph system. So when we talk about the lymph system is literally our entire body. It's our entire body. The lymph system and the lymph fluid, the lymph system itself does not have muscles. And the lymph fluid, one of the things that it actually holds on to is toxins. And so if the lymph fluid isn't moving, we're storing toxins. And if it starts moving, then it goes into the cardiovascular and the circulatory system. So we have to eliminate them. So what's really good about this little device is it actually works in addition to our physical detoxing of us taking supplementations and eating the right foods. This actually helps promote the circulation and detoxification so we can get rid of the crud and we can actually increase our recovery.
wow.
And this never used to be available for over the counter. You actually, the only way you could get it was through a doctor, generally through workers' comp. But what they've actually found in multiple studies, because it's actually evidence-based, they actually, when we talked about studies before being published, being reputable, they actually have 15 peer-reviewed published studies. And it's actually been cleared because it's a medical and it's an FDA medical approved device. It's actually so good that it's actually been approved for dental anesthesia. So you talk about anesthesia is another toxin. It's adding to the toxic load. So if you can get the same effects without having to take the NSAIDs, the anti-inflammatories, the medication, the over-the-counters, this is a really another good facet to actually improve your detoxification and make it even work better for your body.
Absolutely, yes. And I did try it. And I have also, I was in a car accident. I'll just share really quick about that. Years ago, when I was diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome, which means like a nerve is pinched in my kind of in my neck and my front thoracic area. And I periodically would need to go to the chiropractor and just get that, cleared out because I get pain in my neck and everything. And you introduced this to me, and it's been so nice. I have even slept with it, and it just I feel so much more like loose and not tense, and it just really does feel like it opens things up. And I like anybody that knows me knows that I try to avoid any kind of drugs or, medications that are not meant to be in my body. And I do everything as natural as I can. So this is a really excellent tool that I have so far just like scratched the surface with, and I'm excited to keep learning and trying new things with it.
Yeah, definitely. And you said after the first day of using it, you could actually, which you hadn't been able to do, you were able to move your neck side to side, which is phenomenal. And so I just wanted to bring that up there because when we think about a detox, we want to promote that overall every day. And this device actually allows that everyday use. And so that's why we're offering on the 14th, on the 14th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're actually going to be talking to the main individual with this company and going over what it is, what it does, how it can actually benefit you, not just if you have an issue, but I mean, you can actually put it across your abdomen and actually help bowel movement. So it's insane, the capability. So we wanted to offer that to anyone. And if you're getting this on the recording, please reach out to me. But again, it's going to be on Zoom next week on the 14th of January at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And you can reach out to either Stephanie or I for that Zoom link. And we would definitely be happy to share, because our goal, I know Stephanie, I've gotten to know you, and both of our goals is to help people, to get people healthier, happier, and live their lives to its fullest.
Absolutely, yes. And I don't have all the letters after my name, but I connect.
It's just an alphabet soup. Don't worry about that.
I know, but I am so grateful that I can refer people to you when they have any, serious health questions and things like that. And they don't want to, they're not getting answers with their doctors. I hear this all the time.
Yes. And that's what we're there to support you. We're there to support anyone. And again, we work together on so many levels. Like I said, you don't have to have the alphabet soup. You have the heart, the caring heart, and you have that passion to help people. And that is the most important thing.
Yeah. Well, this has been so informative, and I would love to pick your brain more about other topics as well. But
I'll just have to do it again on some other stuff.
Yes, for sure. And if you are watching the replay of this, or you're watching, let us know if you ever want to pick our brains on live. We can do another one, and we can do different topics and things, because Miss Jolly she's brilliant mind, and Brian too. So thank you so much for this. I love talking with you, and I could talk with you for hours, because I think you can educate me so much.
Well, and Stephanie, if someone does need something immediately, they can go to our website at jollytimehealth.com. So like Jolly Time Popcorn, but we are jollytimehealth.com. And of course, if you're referred to me by Stephanie, just please let me know how you found out about our information. That way we can thank and repay them for referring us. We love to help one another out. So absolutely. Thank you so much for having us on tonight.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and thank you for watching. And we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And let us know if you have any questions. All of us want to help you. All right.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Bye. Bye.